After many conversations with my grandfather about his participation in World War II, I decided that today, the day before Remembrance Sunday 2001, would be an ideal time to take a camera and capture his story for future generations of our family. His first experience of frontline fighting was on June the 6th, 1944. He had driven a landing craft onto Juno Beach. That day would go down in history as D-Day.
On a Sunday when Chamberlain made his speech that they'd invaded Poland, but he'd heard nothing, so he declared that Britain was then at war with Germany. So it was a very scary thing, absolutely. At the time I was 15, 16, I'm not quite sure, 39 it was, that wasn't it? And we just went from there. It's a long way back to remember everything, really. Joined the Home Guard, LDV at the time it was, that was changed to Home Guard, and spent my time guarding different places until I was called up when I was 18. Got my papers to 10 weeks training at training camp for the Navy.
And did you pretty much, was it your choice that you went into the Navy, or did you?
I preferred the Navy, yes. They asked you what your preference was. And,
why did you prefer the Navy?
I don't think I wanted to be foot slogging, but luckily I didn't go on the submarines, which I don't think I could have stood the submarines at all. I was drafted to the Isle of Man for 6 months as ship's company in Douglas, Isle of Man. It was RDF station, and after that I moved, draft again down to Goz, which was Devonport, and there was forming the combined operations, which was landing craft, and I went training LCAs, went up to Scotland on Loch Fyne, rehearsing beach landings with troops, and then back down to the Solent, where we rehearsed again on landing craft, and joined the Princess Margaret, which was a landing ship with 3 LCAs on each side, which was 6 LCAs that carried 36 troops each, and was loaded up with the 42nd Royal Marine Commandos, and we waited on the Solent until D-Day. We set off early morning, saw the White Cliffs of Dover, disappearing into the background as we went across. Early morning, just coming light, with the 42nd Roman Commandos on board. It was very rough at the time, but the weather had a forecast that it was going to calm down. And D-Day started. And we put them on the beach, on Juno Beach. Had a few scary experiences because it was very rough with a 10 to 15 foot swell. All the lads were sick, the troops on board, but managed to get them on the beach. Couldn't recollect what was going on at the time because I was too concerned following the other boats and getting on the beach and dropping the door down.
And then how long did you stay on the beach for?
Till we got rid of the lads, got out onto the beach. We reversed back, went back to the ship and went up the coast because they seemingly had a distress call from a destroyer which had hit a mine, and we went up through a minefield to pick up the survivors that was in the water floating about, and we picked them up what we could, and we took them back to Southampton, and there we loaded up with Americans and brought them back again. By that time the Mulberry Harbour had been fixed. It was a makeshift harbour where they'd sank some of the ships to make a breakwater, and we landed them there. After that, they took us off, hoisted out of the water onto tank carriers and dropped us into the Albert Canal. And went up the Albert Canal towards the Scheldt. A lot of things happened between then, but we called it Tenews and places like that. Put us in the Scheldt, and we started doing landings from there. One recce raid we did on Scowen Island. Their plan was to go to a German headquarters and take prisoners on Scowen Island. So we took them there, dropped them on the beach, then we had to come off. This was at night time while it was dark, and we laid off about half a mile while they were supposed to go up a road to this German headquarters. But we was under fire for quite a while from the cliffs, and because we had to go back to pick them up when they'd finished the job. That's where it was, that period that I got mentioned in dispatches for through that period. I had an officer on board with me that he got wounded in the neck because there was tracer bullets flying all over the place. But we got the signal from the beach to go back again to pick them up, and they didn't have any prisoners because they were unable to get down the road owing to machine gun emplacements, so they had to give up the job, come away.